teachers, and my dear fellow intern colleague. Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Kamrul Hassan Fahim, intern doctor, community-based medical college hospital. It's my pleasure. It's my privilege to welcome you all to today's clinical seminar, which is not only an academic gathering but also an opportunity for learning and discussion. We are glad to have Professor Dr. Sheila Sen Ma'am, Professor and Head of Department of Gynecology and Obstetrics as today's chairperson. Also, Professor Dr. Taiba Tanzin Mirza Ma'am, Professor Department of Gynecology and Obstetrics as today's resource person. And today's presenter is Dr. Anika Mahmood, intern doctor, community-based medical college hospital. Now I would like to invite today's chairperson and resource person to kindly come to the stage and take their seats and conduct rest of the session. Thank you.
ফাহিম ফর ইউর অ্যাঙ্করিং। আমি আজ খুব কমন টপিক আজকে, সেটা হলো ভ্যাজিনাল ডিসচার্জ। তো নাও আই এম ওয়েলকামিং ইউ অল টু টুডেজ ক্লিনিক্যাল মিটিং অন দিস কমনেস্ট topic, the vaginal discharge. I welcome to the Director of CBMCB, Professor M. Karim Khan sir, and my senior and junior colleagues to enjoy the session. Now I am requesting the today's presenter, Dr. Anika Mahmood, to present her paper. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Director Sir, respected Professor Sir, senior teachers, and my dear intern colleagues. Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Anika Mahmood, currently serving as an intern doctor in Department of Gynecology and Obstetrics, Community-Based Medical College Hospital, Bangladesh. At first, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to my beloved department and my respected teachers for choosing me as today's presenter. Now, with kind permission of our today's chairperson, ma'am, I would like to start my presentation. Thank you, ma'am. This slide shows our outpatient department statistics of 2025. Here, a total of 9,827 patients were received in 2025. Among them, 5,613 were gynecological cases and 4,214 cases were obstetric cases. 486 patients admitted with vaginal discharge, which is 4.94% of total cases. Here are few cases with parvaginal discharge. Case 1, a 3-year-old girl is brought by her mother with the complaints of persistent vaginal discharge and intense itching around the vulval and perianal region, especially at night. The mother reports disturbed sleep and frequent scratching. She washed her perineal region with antiseptic to relieve symptoms. On examination, vulval erythema and excoriation marks are present. No history of trauma or bleeding. So our provisional diagnosis was threadworm infestation. Differential diagnosis, foreign body in the vagina. Management, explanation and assurance, administration of antihelminthics. Case 2, an 11-year-old school-going girl is brought by her mother with complaints of recurrent vaginal discharge for the last several months. The child remains wet most of the day and frequently has stained undergarments. The discharge is scanty, non-foul smelling, and occasionally associated with vulval irritation. Examination reveals mild vulval redness without evidence of injury. Provisional diagnosis, pubertal vaginal discharge. Differential diagnosis, vaginal discharge due to poor hygiene, threadworm infestations, and sexual abuse. Management, explanation and assurance, maintain proper genital hygiene, avoid excessive washing, and avoid unnecessary medication. Case 3, a 24-year-old female presents with clear mucoid vaginal discharge for last 2 months. The discharge increases around the middle of her menstrual cycle and there is no foul smell, itching, dysuria or lower abdominal pain. She has been using condoms for contraception for last 5 years. General and local examinations are unremarkable. Provisional diagnosis, ovulatory vaginal discharge. Management, explanation and assurance, maintain proper genital hygiene, avoid excessive washing and unnecessary medication. Case 4, a 26-year-old obese diabetic primigravida at 32 weeks of gestation complains of occasional watery vaginal discharge for several days. There is no foul smell, itching or abdominal pain. Fetal movements are normal. Provisional diagnosis, primigravida, 32 weeks of pregnancy with hydorrhea gravidarum. Differential diagnosis, primigravida, 32 weeks of pregnancy with premature rupture of membrane. Primigravida, 32 weeks of pregnancy with leukorrhea. Management, explanation and assurance, and maintain proper genital hygiene. Case 5, a 36-year-old diabetic woman presents with intense vulval itching and thick cardi white vaginal discharge for 2 weeks. She gives history of poorly controlled diabetes mellitus and use of oral contraceptive pills for contraception. On examination, vulval erythema and adherent white patches are noted over the vaginal wall. Provisional diagnosis, vulvovaginal candidiasis. Differential diagnosis, trichomoniasis. Management, antifungal vaginal pessary or tablet, oral antifungal medications, control blood sugar. Here is a picture representing cardi white discharge in vulvovaginal candidiasis. Case 6, a 28-year-old woman presents with profuse, foul-smelling vaginal discharge associated with intense itching and burning sensation of picturation for the last 2 weeks. The discharge is yellowish green and frothy in nature. She gives history of using reused cotton cloths during menstruation. On parvaginal examination, the vaginal walls are red and inflamed with multiple punctate hemorrhagic spots. Provisional diagnosis, trichomonas vaginitis. Differential diagnosis, vulvovaginal candidiasis and cervicitis. Management, oral metronidazole or tinidazole and treat both the partners. Here is a picture showing punctate hemorrhagic spots, which is oftenly called strawberry appearance on vaginal walls in trichomoniasis. Case 7, a 23-year-old married woman presents with profuse malodorous fishy vaginal discharge following coitus associated with burning sensation during coitus for 2 weeks. The discharge is non-greasy, thin, homogeneous grayish-white or milky. There is no history of itching. On parvaginal examination, vaginal walls are non-inflamed. Provisional diagnosis, bacterial vaginosis. Management, oral metronidazole. Case 8, a 46-year-old multiparous woman presents with vaginal discharge for 6 months. Initially, it was persistent watery discharge that gradually became foul-smelling and blood-stained. She also complains of postcoital bleeding. On parvaginal examination, the cervix appears irregular, friable, and bleeds on touch. Provisional diagnosis, cervical carcinoma. Differential diagnosis, cervical polyp, cervical tuberculosis, and cervical erosion. The picture showing carcinoma cervix. Management, according to stage, surgery, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and combined therapy. Our last case, case number 9, a 66-year-old multiparous woman presents with complaints of something coming down per vagina for several years, associated with blood-stained, foul-smelling vaginal discharge. She also complains of difficulty in urination and daily activities. On examination, there is a uterovaginal prolapse with an ulcerative lesion over the dependent part of the prolapsed tissue. Our provisional diagnosis, genital prolapse with decubitus ulcer, differential diagnosis, cervical carcinoma, foreign body such as forgotten intrauterine contraceptive device and pessary. This picture showing genital prolapse with decubitus ulcer. Management, repositioning of the prolapse part for 10 to 15 days, definitive management by vaginal hysterectomy. Now, there is a short overview of vaginal hysterectomy. Vaginal discharge, Vaginal discharge is one of the most common gynecological complaints among all age groups. It may be physiological or pathological depending on age, hormonal status, infection, malignancy, or foreign body. Physiological vaginal discharge is found in higher estrogen states such as ovulation, the luteal phase, puberty, pregnancy, and in case of oral contraceptive pill use. Abnormal vaginal discharge is most commonly caused by infection and also seen in genital malignancy, polyps, cervicitis. Careful evaluation based on age, symptoms, associated features, and examination findings helps establish the diagnosis. Vaginal discharge in different age groups. In case of newborn girls, the causes are mostly physiological. Maternal estrogen withdrawal effect and mucoid or sometimes blood-stained discharge may occur in first few weeks of life. Prepubertal girls, common causes are poor perineal hygiene, worm infestation, foreign body, skin diseases, and sexual abuse. Pubertal girls, ovulatory discharge and premenstrual discharge as physiological causes, and pathological causes includes candidiasis, bacterial vaginosis, trichomoniasis, sexually transmitted infection, poor menstrual hygiene, retained foreign body. In case of reproductive group, physiological causes, ovulation, pregnancy, sexual arousal, use of oral contraceptive pills. Infective causes, candidiasis, bacterial vaginosis, trichomoniasis, and gonorrhea. Non-infective, cervical erosion, cervicitis, polyps, and intrauterine contraceptive device-related discharge. Pregnancy, increased white mucoid discharge and hydrodria gravidarum as physiological cause. Pathological causes, vaginal candidiasis, bacterial vaginosis, premature rupture of membrane in pregnancy. Perimenopausal and postmenopausal women. Atrophic vaginitis, infection, cervical or endometrial malignancy, foreign body or pessary irritation, genitourinary prolapse with decubitus ulcer. Here are some predisposing factors that shows diabetes mellitus, oral contraceptive pills, poor hygiene, low socioeconomic status, obesity, pregnancy, and systemic antibiotics may cause these incidents. Prevention. By maintaining proper nutrition, routine administration of anthelmintics, maintain proper perineal and menstrual hygiene, early diagnosis and treatment of genital infections, regular gynecological checkup and cervical screening, proper control of diabetes and other predisposing conditions. Health education regarding warning symptoms such as foul smell, bleeding, or persistent discharge. Our take-home message: vaginal discharge varies at every stage of women's life. It may be physiological or pathological. Therefore, no case should be overlooked. Thank you for your patience hearing.
Thank